Hey there, it's Laura here sharing another process video with you today. I am creating for the Stuck Sketches March 1st challenge, and here's a little peek at the sketch. As you can see, it's sort of a grid design with square photos. And I thought I would start out by using a technique that I haven't used in a little while, so I'm going to add white paint to the edges of my photos and some of the pattern papers for my layout. So there's no real trick for this other than you want to have a line of paint to dab into, and you want to try and keep your hands clean so you don't get paint where you don't want it. And that is the tricky part for me. So I'm going to go ahead and add the paint to all four sides to the three photos that I'm using, goofy photos of my son taken at his birthday last March. And then I've got a few pieces of pattern paper cut into squares that I'm also going to dab into the paint. It's a fun technique that's sort of a controlled, messy look. So here are my finished pieces, and I'm going to spend a couple minutes layering them up. As a first step, I'm going to add foam behind all of my photos, so that they pop a little bit. And then I'm gonna, you saw me dusting my photos. I had started this layout about a week or so before I completed it, and then I got a package of goodies in the mail for a project that I needed to do sooner than this one needed to be completed. So I put this project aside, and in the meantime the photos got a little bit dusty, so I had to scrub them off a little bit. Anyways, I'm just building my layers, and I'm sort of trying to keep some of the same elements in each layer, or in each quadrant. I've used the blue pattern paper in every area, and I'm using vellum circles in every area to sort of frame each section, let's say. So I'm just going to add a small bit of adhesive. Doesn't matter where it sits because most of these circles will be covered anyways. I'm going to spend a minute trying to get them level, which is always my biggest struggle. And then once that's done, I'm going to quickly pop off camera and add some stitching. And I always say my stitching is intentionally messy, but even if I try really hard, it's never tidy, so I just sort of go with it and assume that it's always going to be messy stitching. So I'm going to try and get my photos straight at least and level. I don't think I'm going to hit the mark, but whatever. I think when all the layers are done, and there's some of the layers are sort of offset anyways, I think it's going to be cute enough. So I'm just going to add a few little ephemera bits here and there behind my photos. I sort of am playing with the different types of embellishments one by one for this layout. And that little arrow clip that you saw me put on and then take off, and then I added a different color, they're from IKEA. I think I got like a box of 30 of them for $3 or something. So I'm layering up some fishtail shaped pieces and some tag shaped pieces, and now I'm coming in with a few pieces of chipboard that I had sort of pulled out already to add to this layout. I sort of pre-auditioned a few pieces. Now I'm coming in with a few sticker elements. I'm trying to be cognizant of using all of the colors on all of the quadrants, even if I'm using them in different ways, to try and make each section unique but also speak to each other. So I thought I was going to do my title with part of this, or partly with this chipboard piece that says Dude, but I'm hemming and hawing over that, so I'm going to play with these chipboard pieces. And I had forgotten that these couple that I had pulled out earlier, as in a week before, I had removed the adhesive from, so I'm fighting with them to try and get the sticker backing off, but I had already taken them off, so I quickly realized that and pulled out the glue. And you'll have to forgive my head, but I'm pulling in another sticker to partner up with that chipboard piece. And I was thinking my title could be Epic Dude, but in the end I don't love these two pieces together or in that spot or something, so they go back and I pull in the sticker that said Best Kid Ever. However, I pulled off, or I cut off the piece that said Ever so that it fit better on my layout. And I'm just going to attach it. Well, it is a sticker, but I'm going to add some staples to either side to help secure it. And you just saw me also add some black and white twine to the tag pieces. And now I'm pulling in some enamel dots. I pulled out a few different color options, but decided to go with the black ones here from Michaels. I like the pop that they give off of the yellow background paper. And I am backing my layout onto this map-like paper. I love that it had a bunch of different colors in it, and it didn't bother me that it was a map and these weren't travel or adventure photos really. So I'm just adding some journaling, and I added the date onto the tag, and thank goodness it's slick, and I used a Sharpie and it didn't dry right away because I don't know what I was thinking, but I was thinking 17, but I wrote 12 for the date, so I was able to scrub that out and start again. And then I'm done, but I just whip off camera and add some stitching around the outer edges of my layout. And here is what my finished page looks like. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you join in on the challenge over at Stuck Sketches, and have a great day. Take care now. Bye.